Hello and welcome, this is Darius Barazandeh, and in this video I am going to break down dimensions of consciousness going from the second dimension all the way up to the 11th and 12th dimension, but I'm also going to show you how you can use this wisdom to make your life better. So if you're ready, then let's get started. Hi, welcome back. We are here and we're going to be talking about the different dimensions of consciousness. And we're going to start with the second dimension, as that is a place that, we can access and truly understand. And the second dimension is really the realm of information and not the realm of free will. So we think about like the plants and animals and those in the lower vibrational kingdom of plants and animals that actually acquire their way of being directly from their DNA without free will, then we're talking about second dimension. In other words, the genetic code actually determines how they act, what they do, and actually their entire existence. Now, as we move up the dimensional spectrum to the third dimension, we have a little more free will, and that's where a lot of people are right now when we talk about living in the third dimension. This is the realm of form. This is the realm where the conscious mind of humans and higher levels of the animal and plant kingdom actually resonate. There is an awareness of the self as separate, and this is where we have a lot of duality still in the third dimension. Now, as we ascend upward, which is what you are probably here to figure out, is how is this going to make my life better, we begin to get more into a place of free will and also oneness. So as we move up the dimensional level, think about a pyramid, and as you go up a pyramid, you see that you get to the very top, and when you get to the top, everything comes to a singularity point. Everything is connected. That is basically the heightened levels of consciousness. But at that singularity point, you also have free will. You also have divine sovereignty. And this is where we are going. So as you move up to the fourth dimension, some call this the astral plane. Some also call it the dimension of the subconscious mind, where we can begin, if we tap into ideas, inspirations, even if we have fears come in, nightmares, thoughts that are very negative, all of this is said to be coming from our unconscious mind, which is then connecting in to this fourth dimension. Could also come from our own thoughts and fears and feelings that are trapped energy, emotion, and subconscious belief systems. But in the fourth dimension, there's also a wide variety of different beings and different energy systems. So we may find in that lower fourth dimension some unsavory characters such as archons, other sorts of things like jinns who are generally lower vibration. We may also find earthbound entities and spirits that are traveling from the lower fourth dimension into the third dimension. We may also find wayward souls and these sorts of different things in that lower fourth dimension. We can also find ascended masters and beings that are holding on to dogma and certain belief systems from their time in the third dimension, and that's keeping them kind of at the upper level of that fourth dimension. So they're not actually moving in, becoming full-on fifth dimensional beings, because they're holding on to that dogma, holding on to that belief system, but they are still relatively very enlightened. And so there's a whole host that we'll get into in a later video about that and what's going on. But generally, the fourth dimension is kind of like a wayward land between the third and fifth, and you really want to be more aligned with the fifth dimension than the fourth. And this is a big key to moving forward. Now, the fifth dimension is the place of soul connection, love, oneness. It is a place of light. It is a place of higher vibration and truth. And many people are saying right now during this ascension period, the core of Mother Earth is actually already fifth dimensional energy. So that fifth dimensional energy is starting to not only press in on Earth as we move into a higher vibrational place in the solar system, I believe it's also pressing up from the core of Earth to where we are. And this is why there's so much chaos. We also talk a lot about the Arcturians and many others that are fifth dimensional beings and that exist on this fifth dimensional plane. The Arcturians come from the star Arctus and can be seen in the fifth dimension, traveling in and out of our Earth plane and traveling in and out of these different frequency bands. And so when we think about that, really think about love, light, this realm of spirit, this realm of connecting, this realm of really being in light and love. So if you want to connect into the fifth dimension, it's a place where if you're feeling fear, worry, doubt, all of those thoughts, you can feel them, you can work through them. But when you move into love and you move into healing that and feeling that deeper connection to what you are, to your soul, to your purpose, to joy, to love and light, that's when you move into that fifth dimensional space. Now, if you had problems in your life or challenges, and you say, well, Darius, I still can't pay my rent. How could I be in this third dimensional reality of not paying rent, but be trying to experience fifth dimension? And here's the thing, your mind, your awareness can connect into any dimension at any time. So when your thoughts are focused in on not being able to do it, limitation, struggle, grid energies on the planet and belief systems on the planet that only move you into feeling like the future is going to get worse, or there is lack, there is scarcity, there's not enough for me, I can't do it, I'm not good enough, I'm not able. All of that is lower dimensional energy. It could be third dimension, lower fourth dimensional energy. It's not actual reality because, yes, while your current situation may exhibit that, that situation was created from past beliefs, past dimensional realities that you plugged into. The moment you say, well, let me focus in on a fifth dimensional idea that I can do anything I really choose to, that I can find a way to give my love to the world, that I am worthy of receiving abundance, that I am worthy of asking fair value for what I do, and I have a message and gift to share. The moment you do that, what will happen? Well, things will start to change. I've seen it in my own life. The moment I've done that, my life changes, my opportunities change. I go places and I see ways to serve. I walk into a room or restaurant and immediately I'll pick up a free magazine. And it's a natural healing magazine. I open the first page. Oh my gosh, this lady put an ad for this in the magazine. I'm going to put an ad for my services or what I'm doing. And instantly a new reality opens up. And yes, that is fifth dimensional energy coming into this third dimensional timeline and changing it. So to do that, yes, there's healing work to do. And that's one of the reasons at You Wealth Revolution, every day we are taking people into this fifth dimensional timeline through real experiences, real energy processes to move and shift your energy. And yes, it can happen in a moment. And the more you plug into videos like this and many of the other great contributors on YouTube, the more you stay in this fifth dimensional space. So if you're feeling unlimited, you're feeling love, you're feeling light, you're feeling possibility, you are in the fifth dimension. And let me make an important note. Just because you're working on a shadow or working on something that is a painful part of your life, that doesn't mean you're going backwards and you're not ascending and, oh my gosh, I'm out of fifth dimension. I need to go right back to feeling good. That shadow work is really important because the more you do, the more you address those areas that need healing, the more you're going to be able to sustain a fifth dimensional energy at all levels of your being. Remember, the subconscious mind connects into that lower fourth dimension. So many people who really want to feel that fifth dimensional energy, but still have deep victimhood, deep fear, deep feelings of not good enough, that's very hard energetically to sustain a fifth dimensional vibration. But when you go through that energy work, you go through that, misconception of the being or dark night of the soul, as we may call it, and we release all of that, that's when we really begin to be more open as a vessel to fifth dimension. So think of it kind of like a tube, right? If we've got a bunch of gunk around the tube that needs to get cleaned out, yeah, we might be able to look through that and maybe see the light, but it's really going to be harder to see the full spectrum of all the light that's going to come through in that fifth dimensional awareness. So that's really the difference. You can go there, but the more you do the work, the more you're going to sustain it, and the more fuller awareness of fifth dimension will come in. So for me, in my experience, I've found that the cleaner my energy vessel is, the more time I spend in love and light, the more comes through. I will make contact with extraterrestrial beings like the Arcturians and Pleiadians. I'll get downloads for healing modalities and information about the timeline of the planet. I'll get an understanding. I'll get communications. I'll have very vivid dreams with healing taking place during the dreams. I'll get downloads and ideas for new healing tools. I'll get shown vortices and ways I can open up boxes and dimensional doorways to create healing and bring people into those doorways. I'll download things like light language and other sorts of benevolent channels of wisdom and energy. All of it is higher and higher fifth dimensional stuff. And the more open I am, I can go from, hey, I feel pretty good, to, oh my gosh, they've showed me a box, they've showed me a vortex, they've shown me a way to actually heal millions of people. So we are able to do that when we go higher and higher up. Now, because I went a little long in this, I'm going to move through the 6th through 11th dimensions relatively quick. And I'll tell you, I don't really understand these dimensions that well, but I'm going to tell you what I know about them from my experience and what I've researched. The 6th dimension is the realm of the soul. It is kind of known as the dimension of light. This is where you actually surrender sort of your own individual identity to the flow of the soul and the spirit's evolution and all possibilities that can encompass that soul. And a lot of this is kind of esoteric, and it is. The 7th dimension is the realm of infinity. It's the realm where the soul tunes in to actually evolve itself and know itself. And 8th dimension is kind of like full-on cosmic consciousness with all its aspects, where everything becomes united. And I've actually had an 8th dimensional astral experience where my astral body, my consciousness, as it will, travel to what I believe is the 7th or 8th dimension. And what I experienced was being unified with everything, still having my own identity as the highest parts of my soul. So meaning those parts that were the most in line, the most in love, the most powerfully aligned with goodness. But I was connected to everything. I had no body. I had no, awareness of me as a man or anything like that. I was just in essence, and I was everywhere. I was in all the planets, all the galaxy. I had no beginning. I had no end. I had no boundaries of my awareness. I could be in everything at all space time, and everybody that I loved, my family, my mom, my dad, everybody was within me. They were part of me. We were all one. So in essence, there was this full-on cosmic consciousness merger. That was an 8th dimensional experience, I believe. Now, the 9th dimension is the realm of God and God consciousness. I don't believe that I was God in that space or I'd connected to that. That's why I believe I got to about 8th dimension, and I just popped in there. I wasn't trying to get to a certain dimension. I just didn't go to the light. I just kind of kept going. I didn't just stop there, and I kept going to the highest light that I could find, in essence, in that space. Now, the 10th dimension is the realm of the multiverse. So it's kind of just beyond even the realm of God. It's like all the multiverses. And then the 11th dimension, they say, is the realm of the omniverse. Now, I don't have much of an idea of what all of that means. I just know that it just gets more and more expanded, and then you begin to actually connect into everything through one infinitesimal point of light. The most important thing for you during this video is to remember our 5th dimensional truth. Connect to love, light, oneness, the frequencies that make you feel good, the space, the part of you where you know you are good, you are aligned with possibility, and the beliefs that you can transform your life, that you have value, you have love, you have goodness to give. All of that is breaking out of this 3rd dimensional box, moving up higher into the realms of the infinite, and of course, opening you up to your true gifts and all that you are. Much love. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want more, take a look down below. We do interviews talking about all of these topics from Monday through Thursday, but we also do live energy work to help shift you and open up your energy field in a way that will transform you, so you get the energy experience, and yes, you might even slip in to some of these higher dimensions with ease. And we have a free gift down below that will double the power of your energy field in just 57 seconds. It's my gift for you down below. It's the first link in the description. Much love and light. We'll see you on the next YouTube video.